Hello, Michael Opinion on this one. Yes, I'll be speaking on how to stand out and make your voice heard. Yes, we live in a world where people are seeking for attention, people want to be heard. To be frank with you, if you do not intentionally look for a way to get heard, people won't listen to you because everyone now is becoming a content creator. Everyone wants to hear their own opinion, right? So there is so much noise out there, but in the midst of these noise, you have to make yourself heard. You have to be intentional about how you want to make yourself heard. Very, very important. If actually you want to make your mark on this earth, or if actually you want to really become an influencer, you want to become a person of influence. To be frank with you, you can say the market is saturated. I trust Nigerians. Anything that is profitable, you will definitely see Nigerians there. Any business that money is coming in, you will see people trooping in to do that business just because they had a lot of people are making money from that business, whether they are qualified to be in that line of trade or not. They will also want to be in that business. So you might have this issue. You might be asking yourself, it seems as if the online space is saturated. How can I actually make my mark? How can I actually stand out? You want to do podcasts, there are 1,001 podcasts there out there. So you'll be like, we have a lot of people doing this. How am I going to be heard? How will people now listen to me when the things that I want to do, a whole lot of people are doing it? I don't think there's any need to do that. I don't think there's any need for me to start my own podcast. I don't think there's any need for me to do an Instagram live or a Facebook live. I don't think there's any need for me to share my opinion. We have a lot of people sharing similar opinion or almost the same. Well, the truth about it is that if you decide to go with that mindset and not do anything, then you have failed, right? You have failed. So you just have to be willing to step out and stand out. All right? You have to be willing to step out and stand out. And let me tell you the truth about it. In Ecclesiastes, it says there's nothing new under the sun. There is nothing new. So you might say, what about the new gadgets, advanced phone and all that, latest cars, solar devices and all that? The truth about the matter is that there is nothing new under the sun, right? Anything that is in existence today, if you make your research, there is something, anything in existence today, if you trace that thing, there is something it was developed out of. There was a version of that thing. It might not be as advanced as it is today, but there was a version of that thing already in existence. So there is nothing new under the sun. So don't discourage yourself to say because a whole lot of people are doing the things that I want to do, then there is no need for me to do it. Okay, let me take a typical example. We have churches everywhere. If you are called to be a minister, will you now say, we have 1,000,001 churches, then I want to establish my own church? Right? Or you have that gift of singing. You say, oh, we have the video, we have Wizkid, we have Burna Boy, we have all the artists. There's no need for me to sing. Right? So you can see that anything you want to do, there's somebody just doing something similar or the same thing. But that shouldn't stop you in any way or form from doing what you want to do. The only difference is that you have to do yours in a different way. You have to be innovative about it. You have to be creative about it. But you shouldn't just give yourself that excuse that we have 1,001 people doing it, therefore there is no need for me to do it. All right? So just have that in mind that there is nothing new under the sun. So it is your time to stand out. You have to step out and stand out. Right? And why do we have this saturation? You understand? You have businesses increase in competition. A lot of people are competing for the same space, the same audience, the same customers. We have easy access or easier access to the industry. Now People can just do, becoming a podcaster is as easy as anything. All you just need to do is to put on your lights, and with your camera you are good to go. Easy access, available technology or cheap technology, high demand and cash flow in that particular industry. So these are the things that likely causes a saturated market, where you have an industry where everybody is a player in that industry. Everybody wants to make their mark in that industry, and because of that you are discouraged. So you don't need to be discouraged, right? I've told you, recognize the fact that there's nothing new under the sun. Then the second thing you need to do is to create your own message strategy. Yeah, I don't want to say content strategy. Your own message strategy. How do you want to deliver your message? In what form and manner do you want to share your message in a way that you will not get your own audience? To be frank with you, regardless of the numbers of people doing what you're doing, you will still have your own fan base. Let's be frank. Look at all the top musicians that you know. Look at them. You see that they have their own fans. People who love the video will always love the video. People who love Wizkid will always love Wizkid. People who love Burna Boy will always love Burna Boy. People who love Tiwa Savage will always love Tiwa Savage. They all have their own fan base. So that tells you that diversification, that tells you that diverse views, opinion are all accepted. People are willing to hear you speak. People want to hear your own side of the story. But if you have that idea that the market is already saturated, then there's no need for me to come up or come out and speak, then you'll be missing the mark. All you just need to do is to create your own strategy on how you want to deliver your own message in a way that is unique to you, in a way that is comfortable to you, in a language that is comfortable to you, in a style that is comfortable to you. You don't need to speak like anybody. All you just need to do is to speak like yourself. Right? For instance, I remember when the skit industry was just growing up, we had a lot of skit makers making millions. Now, it's a very challenging industry. You might think, the skit makers are making so much money. Okay, I want to become a skit maker. When you get into that industry, you now have to realize that you have to work harder in order for you to make it in that industry. So it applies across board. You just have to be willing to devise your own means and strategy to enter into any industry or market you want to enter into. Right? Then another thing you can do is to create your own niche or sub-niche. So let's say, for instance, you have people selling clothes online, saturated too. Right? Go on Instagram, you see 1,001 people selling similar items you want to sell. But there are some people can say, okay, let me create a niche for people that are plus size. I know someone like that. What she does is to make sure she has available clothes that are for people that are plus size, probably people that are maybe fat or something. And she has created her niche in such a way that anybody that is looking for, that is plus size, that is looking for clothing materials, they go to her because they know they will get such items from her. She has created a niche for herself. So you can also decide to create a niche for yourself. Right? Even if you are a musician, you can decide, okay, recently Wizkid decided to say he doesn't want to be classified as an Afrobeat artist. Why? Because he noticed that the Afro industry or the Afrobeat industry is saturated. So when they give award, they just classify everybody under Afrobeat, especially if you are coming from Africa or Nigeria. Right? So he decided to say, oh no, let me do something different. Let me make my sound different. Right? Let me decide not to call myself an Afrobeat artist. What is he trying to do? He's just simply trying to create a niche or a sub-niche for himself in the music industry. So if you get into a market that is saturated, you can create a niche for yourself. Right? There's no law stating that you have to do everything the same way every other person are doing it. Right? You just have to be innovative. You have to diversify. Yeah. When you are in an industry where the competition is very, very fierce, there is need for you to diversify. You can move into another line of business. Just be open to innovative ideas. Be open to expressing your ideas diverse way that will still make you relevant while in that business. Then you have to focus on your branding, packaging, and your story. Nobody can tell your story better than you. You own your story, how you started. You own your story on how your business is growing. You own your story on the experiences, the daily experiences you have in the course of your business, or the experiences you've garnered along the line. Yes, in a particular profession. You own that story. The way you decide to share it can encourage people to become loyal to you, to become your loyal audience or your loyal fan. The way you brand your business, the way you package your product differently from what you have will also stand you out. So I just want you to know that you can stand out regardless of the industry you are in. You can always stand out, right? So don't let the fact that an industry is saturated, you have so many people in that particular industry, you have so many people doing similar things that you want to do, don't let it discourage you from not doing that same thing, right? That is just life for you. Life is all about competition, but it's not that you are competing with other people. You're just doing what you want to do or what you have to do to stay afloat, to make your own impact. I hope this helps. See you in the next one.